What's going on, everyone? This is Slackerman with another figure review. Today we are looking at the Bandai Warhammer 40K. This is the Primaris Ultramarine. I'm kind of not the biggest Warhammer fan. I've played it a few times and I've collected a few of the models. I've always been a big fan of the Space Marines, so I was very excited to learn when Bandai was doing a Space Marine. And I have to say, this is a really cool figure. I've seen some mixed reviews online about it. I haven't had any problems with mine. All my joints are nice. I don't really have any blemishes. I think the paint's really good. The articulation is awesome because it's a Bandai. Some people complain that it felt kind of cheap, but mine feels nice and heavy. So I'm very happy that I got this figure. So let's take a look. As far as the box, you do get a big, gigantic box, which is kind of weird because the figure isn't that big, but you have Warhammer 40,000, a nice picture of the Space Marine. On the side, you have a nice side profile with his nice backpack. And then the back, you have some different poses of the Marine. As far as accessories, you do get a gigantic knife, so that's cool. It has the nice, not dry brushing, but kind of spray, the black spray or shadowing, so that looks cool. You obviously get his bolter, which I really love the look of this rifle or this bolter. All of the sculpt is really sharp, so that's cool. Then you have the Eagle Imperium of Man logo. I forget what that's actually called. So there's some nice paint work there. I really like that the barrel actually has a hole in it, and then you have some red paint for the scope. And then technically, I guess you could call this an accessory, but this is the big backpack or life support system. So you have the thrusters up top, they move. You can rotate those, and there's some nice detail. As far as the figure itself, I think Bandai did a great job with the paint and the sculpt work. So taking a look at the helmet is nicely detailed. Again, with that kind of black overspray or shadowing effect. You have the nice gold paint for the skull. And then you have the big skull logo on the chest, which is nicely painted. You can see the kind of like rubber suit underneath by the joints, which looks really good. And then again, all the black spray gives it a nice shadowing effect. On this pauldron, you have the, I believe that's the Ultramarines Primaris logo, and then you have the three, I forget what that means. The boots are nicely detailed. Again, all of this has that shadowing effect. It's a nice big bulky figure. The backpack, again, the paint on the jetpack or the vents is really nice. And then the back detail just has some different line work. As far as articulation, I don't have my camera stand, but you can get them into pretty much any of these poses. You can get them to easily hold the rifle two-handed, like he's aiming down the barrel. I've seen other reviews where people's joints are really squeaky and some have broken. I haven't had that problem with any of my joints. They're nice and tight, but not too tight. And again, I like the fact with the articulation that you can easily get them to holding the rifle correctly, so you can aim down the barrel of the scope. Just taking a look at some size comparisons. Here is a can't remember if this is a Stormhawk or Storm Raven, but the gunship. So there's what the figure is compared to a actual Warhammer model. And then you have a NECA Starcraft Space Marine, or I think this is the Heroes of the Storm Space Marine. So he is bigger than this figure. As far as the pricing, I think when these came out, they were around $120. On eBay, they went up to like $250 or $260. But I think now they're coming back down because they're realizing that no one's going to pay that, and there's more on eBay now. So I've seen them climb back down to around 200, 180. I definitely wouldn't pay $250 for this. This is probably worth, if you can find one for like 160, I think that's worth it. I think it's a really cool figure, and definitely if you're a Warhammer fan or if you're just a sci-fi fan, a Space Marine anything like that, this is definitely a figure to pick up. So hope everyone liked the video. I'll hopefully have some more videos this week. And thanks a lot for watching. Bye.